St. Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Rich on the personal adventures today. Actually, rich on the news and nonsense, too. Plenty of all of the things that make the Eric Zane Show podcast go round. Welcome in from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. Right away, Kenny writes, okay, the big question is, how did Jackie's teeth look on Saturday? That is a call back to my wedding day when my beautiful bride comes walking down the aisle. July 18th, 1992. Hair perfect, makeup perfect, dress perfect. She's perfect before all of that. Walks down the aisle. Her father shakes my hand. Says some nice words, hugs his daughter. I take her hand in marriage, and I looked at her right in the face in front of everybody, and I said, your teeth look beautiful. That actually happened. Incredible. And she went, you what? I said it again, your teeth look beautiful. And she's thinking, what the fuck am I getting myself into? Who are you? What is going on? Kenny, Silver Lining, writes, I've always loved that story because honestly, it means she was smiling so big. It's a great story because it means she was super happy. Well, I appreciate that. But she wasn't feeling that. She was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What do you mean my teeth? I've got so much ground to cover today. So let's get right after it. Let's begin with the weather. I usually typically I don't like to start at the beginning of a story. I'll like jump to the end and then work my way backwards. But this is different because everything's has to be almost like spilled to you in chronological order. Everybody was sweating the wedding or the weather. And I was like, my attitude was there is literally nothing we can do about it. So don't even worry about it. But as I indicated to you, a few people had dropped because of the weather. And, frankly, I get it. I said that many times. Some people just went slow. They did travel that distance, but I can't. Everybody's different. Some are more confident in their abilities and whatnot. I'm not gonna judge anybody over that. And in fact, in Grand Rapids, we did get just shy of 2 feet of snow was reported. 2 feet. It's a lot of snow. My God, I've never seen snow. This much sustained snow at this point in the year. Prior to Thanksgiving, it doesn't happen nearly as often as some might think. Stand by, I got to drink this coffee. Finish that in a second. But, snow is coming down. Day of wedding. Another family drops. We're not coming. Now, Diana was, okay, she was like, well, why? She was doing that deal. And I was like, oh, boy, I don't know if you want to do that. And, she's like, hey, she would tell him, it's stopping. It didn't stop at all. It did. What happened was, as the day developed on Saturday, a gigantic band of lake effect snow just started to hammer the area. Oh, God. So it basically snowed from Thursday to Saturday night. That's how long it snowed for. It just didn't stop. We weren't like Buffalo, who got 6 feet of snow, but it was just pretty intimidating. It affected, but still a lot of people made it across. I'm happy, and I'm just glad that the people that weren't comfortable coming, I'm glad that they are safe. Okay, does that not sound like politically correct? That is Eric trying to avoid saying something And I mean it, but I mean if I mouthed off about somebody who couldn't make the wedding because of weather, I get my ass kicked. And I'm just, you know what? I want nothing negative surrounding this wedding. Nothing. Okay? We didn't dwell on it at all. However, something that happened on this show led to a dramatic turn of events. And that went like this. Dinah says, well, so-and-so dropped. We have 2 whole empty tables. Jackie's going to be so upset. And I said, well, say the word and I've got help. What? I go, I have plenty of people who can, if I call them, they will drop what they're doing and they will come. It provided there isn't something like massive going on in their own family. She goes, who do you mean? I go, Sarah, Stevie, Kyler, and they're plus ones, Cutie Patootie, Megan, Amanda, Bill Simonson, Ben. Who else did I call? I forgot who else I called. I called several people, and I was just, and so if you didn't get a call, that doesn't mean that I think that you are a fucktard. It just means I was just randomly reaching out to people, and that's exactly what I did. Group text, Linda, Maureen, all of them. I go, hey, come to the wedding. You're invited. I just invited you. And then Jackie or Dinah says, I said to her, I go, don't tell Jackie about the cancellations because that will stress her out. In fact, don't tell her anything. So the idea of her walking down the aisle, she's like, Kyler? What the? Stevie? What happened? Which she was totally cool with. It worked out beautifully. It went exactly as planned because the seat that my group was like right near the front. It was perfect on the when we ate dinner. It was just spectacular. So I had commitments from Sarah Rook Rock Roosh, and I wanted her to bring Brad, her husband, so she could scream at him when he drank 90 beers and had to take a pee every 1.5 minutes. Stevie was there. More on her in a second. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Uh-huh.
Hey, honey, how you doing? Girl, I ain't no laws when you're drinking. Girl, I can get drunk off of like 4 of them.
Let me expand on that right now. Stevie came in with Sarah. Sarah drove Stevie. Oh, my God. Thank you for being here. I love you guys. You're so fantastic. You're awesome. Time passes. Stevie comes up to me. She goes, I'm so thankful that you invited me. Thank you. That means a lot. I go, well, of course. And she goes, I'm just happy that you don't think that we're a bunch of fucktards. And I said, no, of course not. We're past that. We have moved. We have culled the flock. The culling of the flock happened months before, and thank God. Had we not culled the flock, I may have called upon those members of the flock. And then that would be the worst because all of a sudden, Boring Dean's going to cough up a pile of jizz right onto his food. And we can't have that. I don't want one of the, if I didn't call the flock, maybe one of the ladies from that group would have been given hand jobs to various members of the bridal party. And we just can't have that. So thank God. So at that table, Stevie and Sarah Rook Rush, Kyler's better half, Tracy. Kyler comes walking in. He's got his suit coat. And he's had the line of the night, in my opinion. Because he goes, check it out! And he tries squeezing his coat jacket together to button it. And he goes, this motherfucker's so tight. that if I get it buttoned, I'm gonna snipe somebody like Chris Kyle. I'm like, oh fucking shit, that's awesome. And all right, so that was just absolutely great. Couldn't have been any better. And then I'm sitting around there, and they go, hey, we're gonna randomly send pictures of the wedding to Kenny just to get him jealous. So they were plotting against you, my friend. Kyler says, I need some DDP yoga. Sarah says, I had the best time with Kyler and Tracy. That was my first time hanging with them. Cutie Patootie showed up as time passed because he goes, hey man, yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm at the Michigan game right now, and I'm driving. He drove across the state in a snowstorm and just fell into the party. And Jackie goes, who's that boy? I go, what? And she says, who's that little boy? I go, little boy, what the fuck is wrong? It's Kyler. That's Cutie Patootie. He's 29 years old. She goes, oh, okay. Kyler has this baby face. It's just fantastic. All right, so that's I did jump ahead a little bit. That was the extent of just, oh, wait a minute. Let me get into this part, too, because I've got a lot of ground to cover about this wedding. The show today is basically going to be wedding and then St Gaslight putting his head out from underneath his turtle shell, and then in incredible turn of events. May or may not have been directed at him. We don't know because the response, no one's name was mentioned. So we don't know who the response was directed at. Being very careful with my words here. So that's basically going to be the show today. So it's going to be fantastic. I love this. Stevie comes up to me. This is where I was. And she says, thank you so much. This is great. It means a lot. It means a lot. And she didn't sound like a boy like I am. But these were her words. And I go, oh, my God. Yeah, of course. A little bit of time passes. She comes back to me and she sits down. She goes, hey, I just want to say how much it means that you would call us. And, it means a lot. And then it seemed like her attention kind of faded from me for a second, and she walked away. And about 15 minutes later, she comes back, and she says, hey, I just wanted to tell you how much this means to me that you invited me to this. And I really love O'Neill, and I love you. I go, oh, I love you too, Stevie. And she walked away. And about 80 seconds later, she comes back, and she says, hey, I really wanted to stress to you how much it means to me that you invited me, and I love O'Neill, and I just love you. I go, of course, yeah. And then 11 seconds after that, she returned and she said, I really love you, and I love you. And it means so much for you to invite me to this. And
I can get drunk off of like 4 of them.
And then 15 seconds after that, she sits down. She goes, I take a peek at Kyler, and he goes, and he goes, yeah, man, she's crossfaded. I go, I'm not sure what that means. I think I've heard that before. Oh, yeah, she, I don't know, something, the rumor was some type of product that looks like an M&M, all right, but laced with THC. Is that right? Am I getting that right? Those were consumed, and then various alcoholic beverages. I mean, she had a DD. This was the place to do this. The only place, if you're going to do this type of activity, you better be at home when you're on a Zoom.
Girl, I can get drunk off of like 4 of them.
Or you have a DD at a wedding, you know? And the way it was wide open bar, and that thing was fucking stocked to the gills. It was packed with everything you could ever want for a party. Aram says there were drugs at the wedding. No, not that I know of. But I think that perhaps as Stevie may have been going into the wedding prior to, she may have eaten a candy concoction that had some type of product in it that made her a little loopy. A little loopy. LJ Guy 2004, and I forget who that is. Did you have a glass of champagne, Eric? Now, why would you ask that question? That is such a dumb question. As much as I love you, I can't express to you how dumb that is. I've been sober for more than 26 years. Why would I drink champagne? Come on. No, I didn't have any champagne. I had water. And I think a little bit of a fucking O'Doul's. All right. He says, I'm fucking with you. Okay. So, I'm jumping around here, but there's a lot of ground to cover. So, the audience members were there. I was very appreciative of them being there, showing up in a pinch. Yes, I guess officially described as seat fillers, but seat fillers whom I love. Okay? And so, I was just appreciative that they were able to, in a moment's notice, come there and help us celebrate. And thank you. Let's back up to the NFK. This was the plan. I have to be at the venue a little bit before 2 p.m. for first look, when I get to see my daughter. More on that in a second. And so now I have the world famous suit, and I'm going to help the NFK get dressed. The plan is I leave at 1:20 in the afternoon, and then our dear friends Janine and her husband Kirk, I think it's Kirk, pick him up, and so I got to get him dressed. And instead of just saying, hey, take the tie with you, I don't want to be sitting here wearing a tie and the shirt buttoned all the way up to my neck. He said, I don't fucking want to have to fucking sit here for 90 minutes with a fucking tie and a shirt buttoned up around my neck. Fuck it. And I go, yeah. Hey, I was thinking the same thing. I'll take the tie with me to the venue. And you just walk in, put the tie on you. Boom. Okay. So then put the pants on, put the socks on. I noticed that the pants are covered in dog hair because they touched the carpeting at my house, which is, thank God it's dark carpet. It's just loaded with dog hair. So I get this sticky lint thing, masking tape around it, roll. I get all the hair off. I go, okay, you're good to go. Let's put your shoes on. And I go, I'm going to bend over, put your shoes on your foot. Just lean on me with one hand and the other hand on this chair. And he's struggling. He goes, I'm just going to fucking sit down. Fuck it. I go, no, don't do that. Don't do that. And he goes, why? Because there's hair all over that chair, and I just got all the hair off your pants. So he's fucking furious. It's like end of the world type of overreaction. End of the world. I don't say shit. Nothing is going to piss me off today. Nothing. My job is to smile and weep. Either smiling happy or crying. Pick one. Anger? No. I go, come on over here so I can fucking get the shoes on him. Tie up the shoes. So he's sitting there in his chair watching the football game. He's got 90 minutes to sit there. All I got to do is sit there. And then I don't even put the suspenders on him because it'll be a pain in the ass for him to have to take a leak. So, all right, he sits down in the chair. I go, all right, your jacket's by the door. When they come, all you got to do, grab the jacket, walk out the door. That's it. Went flawlessly. Our friends pick him up. Off he goes. Got him dressed. Sweet. Looking great. Absolutely cannot believe how far we came with him, where just a handful of days ago, those pants were full of feces. And we had fucking Gary from the Men's Warehouse calling me up, telling me that the pants are full of shit. It has skyrocketed up the demand chart of stories to be told on this show for future adventures, best of shows, if you will. All right. So now, while that's all happening, he's waiting for his ride. I am at the venue, and I'm walking down to the ladies' area, and Jackie has done first look with her bridesmaids, and I can hear them all in there, and I go, hey, I'm here. They go, don't come in. Don't come in. Oh, my God, don't come in. I go, don't worry. I'm not. I'm just letting you know I'm out of the hall. They go, hide. Okay. So then I'm standing there outside for like 10 minutes, and then the plan is hatched. I walk into the... Hold on. Hey, knock that off. Daisy? She's licking Bruce. Thank you, Kenny. Daisy. Ah, hell. All right, I'll keep an eye on her. It's going to distract me, though. Because you guys know that if she starts licking Bruce, that's going to get him wound up, and he's going to jump on her and start to hump. So there's 2 photographers and a videographer. I have to walk into this one area, and I'm to look at a wall with my eyes closed. Jacqueline walks in, and then she's going to tap. They say she's going to tap you on the shoulder, Eric. Look over, turn to your left, and turn around, and then look at your daughter for the first look. And, of course, all of this is video and pictures. And so I'm like, oh, my God. And this was incredible because, hey, knock it off. Knock it off. Oh, shit. This is going to get bad. She taps me on the shoulder. And I turn around, and I see my daughter. I haven't seen beauty like that since when I first saw my wife. Incredible beauty when I saw her. I was like, I was floored. And I said, what I said was, you look just like your mother. And then as I said it, though, I started to weep. I mean, it was like, it was just intense. And then she started to cry. And it was just great. I couldn't have been happier. So then she gave me a gift, and it was a music box. All right. Who wrote, how did her boobs look? You're getting 10 minutes for that one. You knew what you were doing. 10 minutes. And you know what? If I see you after the next 10 minutes, I'm going to hit you again with another one. What the fuck? You know, there's a time and a place for this shit. She gave me a gift, and it was a music box. And on the top of it, you know what it was? It continues to burn into my brain. It was on the top of it engraved lyrics to the song Butterfly Kisses. Oh, no. And then you wind it up, the music box, and it plays Butterfly Kisses. Oh, my God. Crying like that, it's not like sorrowful crying at all. It's really hard to put a fine point on. It's the same type of weeping when you find out that you're going to be a father, or when your child is actually born, or perhaps on your wedding day. I think I was hammered, though, on my wedding day. I don't think I was sober at all. I think I started drinking the moment I woke up. Okay? So I kind of regret that. I do regret it. I mean, Jesus. All right, so we get that behind us. What else did I write down? All right, so we're lining up. All the guests are there. And the way this laid out was you have ceremony in the venue, and then you walk right into the dining area, and that's where the cocktail party starts. After the pictures, they invite the bridal party in and all that, and the new husband and wife, and then you eat, speeches, and then you eat. So it was great. And then after that, the dance floor is ready to go because that's where the ceremony was. It was absolutely perfect. If you ever are looking for a wedding venue, I cannot recommend enough in Grand Rapids, Studio D2D, like letter D, the number 2, the letter D. It's a tremendous place. It's in an enormous building. Looks like a damn factory on the outside. It's a repurposed building on 131 and Burton. So what's great about this is after the wedding, you walk out and you hear fireworks. But actually, it's not fireworks. It's gunfire from the local gangs just at war out of the venue, especially if you have a summertime wedding. They take the winters off, and this is a lot of bad weather, so nobody was out. But if you have a summertime wedding and you go to Studio D2D, you're going to get a tremendous bit of it's going to be a tremendous venue for you. You walk outside and gunfire everywhere. So right in the hood. Where was I? What the hell was I going to say? So I walked down the aisle. Well, first of all, the wedding party, big wedding party. And then everybody stands, and then it's time for Jackie and I to walk down the aisle. And I'm like, oh, my God. And just seeing all the faces smiling at how beautiful Jackie is. I start to blubber a little blubber action. Walk down. I walk up to Justin. And I take his hand. And I said, welcome to the family. And I gave him a big hug. Of course, he's 6'5", 6'6". He's a foot taller than I am. So my face is on his navel, pretty much. He's so damn tall. Welcome to the family, Justin. Give him a big hug. Thank you. I love you. I love you too, Justin. Now I want to go and give my daughter a hug and give her hand to her soon-to-be husband. She has let go of my hand, and she's now reaching to grab her husband. And I'm like, what? So I look at her, I go, hey, daddy's here. Not daddy. Your dad is here. Can I have one final hug as with you having my name? And she goes, oh. She was so ready to kick my ass to the curb. Get the fuck out of here, Dad. The fuck, you are out. I got my hug. Everybody laughed at that. Great icebreaker. The officiant is my longtime pal, Jimmy Minima. Fast Jimmy. Some of you may know the name Fast Jimmy. Back in the days when I do those triathlons, Jimmy was Jimmy and I were, I use the term fast friends. And a little bit about Jimmy. Funny story, because I told this story and I got a big pop at the table when I told it. My buddy Jimmy Minima, it was the year 2010. And it was when I just started doing these triathlons. And I the Reeds Lake Triathlon near where I live, I was doing the deal where I was pulling Kate Veldink, or Olivia Veldink, in the, when I would swim, she'd be on a little raft behind me. I was doing it to raise awareness for AT, and then she's with me during the bike. I pull her behind me in a burley, and then I push her through the run, raise a ton of money. As that was getting started on that day, this man walks up to me. It's dark, and he goes, "Hey, I just want to say I'm a big fan of the show, and I love what you're doing." And I gave him the typical, "Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Bye," and walked away. And didn't think anything of it. Barely recognized his face. Well, I barely saw his face in the dark. Finished the race, and then MLive covered the event, and it says, "Minima wins, sets record." And there's that guy crossing the finish line of the Reeds Lake Tri. He won the fucking thing. He's like a stud athlete. And I'm like, holy shit, now I want to talk to him. Thank God he won. Had he not won that race, I wouldn't have given a shit anything about that interaction. But now I'm like, now I want to talk to you. All right? So I stalked him on Facebook. And I go, "Hey, what's up?" And so then, like a day later, we agreed to go on a bike ride together. And I had to borrow one of his bikes. It's like, why do you need to borrow a bike? Well, I had a triathlon bike, and that is, it's not set up for comfort, okay? If you want to go on a nice long ride, you need a road bike. It's set up differently with the handlebars, the aero bars on triathlon bike. You're kind of all, curled up there, and it's just sometimes not the most comfortable thing. So he goes, "Hey, I got a bike for you. I'll borrow. We'll just lower the seat." I go, "Well, it's not fit perfectly for me." He goes, "It'll be fine." Now, I don't know if that caused my problem or I caused my problem. He seems to think that I caused my problem. We go on this bike ride, and we're riding for extended time. And then as we get done, I noticed that I had no feeling in my penis. None. It was like, when your arm falls asleep or your foot falls asleep? It was like that. It was like pins and needles. So I'm standing there. We would like take a break, and I'm like hitting my penis. I'm like, "Hey, dude, I can't feel my penis." And he goes, "Well, did you stand up at all when you were riding?" No, I didn't. "Yeah, you're supposed to do that." What I had done was I had put so much pressure on the nerve that feeds impulses to my actual penis. I damaged it. I damaged the nerve. I did not get feeling back in my penis for 2 months. 2 months. I told this story on the radio. I don't know if you remember me talking about it, but that actually happened. So like our first date, me and my best friend in the whole world, one of my best friends in the whole world, Jimmy Minima, resulted in me losing the use of my penis for months. Holy shit. True story. Every bit of that is true. I go to the doc. I go, "Hey, I think I hurt myself." I explained to him what happened. He says, "Yeah, this is going to take a little while. Nerves are slow to respond. You have damaged your penis nerve." I didn't call it that. But. So Jimmy is the officiant. Why is Jimmy the officiant? Let me just tell you, he's never done this before. And Jacqueline and Justin said, "We want someone special to be our officiant. We're going to ask Jimmy." Everybody loves Jimmy. And if Jimmy's enjoying this podcast right now, lose your anxiety. I'm not going to tell the story from the evening that I want to tell everybody. I am not going to tell that story. You're like, "What? Huh?" Don't worry. Silly. Something embarrassing happened to him later in the evening that I am not telling you, because it would make him feel bad. I don't want to do that. I want to get through this without anybody being fucking offended. Now, he's never done this, and the kids, Jackie and Justin, said, hey, we want you to do this. And he immediately said yes. But as we got up to on Thursday for the rehearsal dinner, he goes, I haven't slept. I'm so nervous. And I haven't had a solid stool in days. I go, oh, my God, I didn't realize you were that nervous. Yeah, it's really, really nervous. Now, I wasn't suspicious of failure or anything like that, because one of the things that stood out to me was he wrote down what he wanted to say in a special type of leather-bound officiant's binder. It's basically a notebook, or almost looked like a journal, and he had really painstakingly written his words down by hand. So he knew what was up. And at the very worst, he could just read it and he'd be perfect. However, he knew pretty much everything because he practiced, he rehearsed in the mirror so fucking much. So, but I didn't think for a second that it was going to be weird or wonky in any way. I didn't know what to think. But then I figured it out very quickly because he started to speak. And as soon as he started to talk, he spoke with such confidence. And he wasn't confident, but he seemed confident. And I didn't really even think about the shitting water for 3 days and not sleeping and the nerves, because within seconds after just 2, 3, 4 words fly out of his mouth, I was like, he's got it. It's done. It's over. Oh, my God, he's crushed it. I knew. It just sounded strong. He was projecting. He wasn't fumbling. He wasn't stammering around like a moron. And I told him that after. He goes, what did you mean by that? What did you mean you felt good because I sounded... I said to him, I go, as soon as I heard the first few words, I knew you had it. He goes, what did you mean by that? I go, well, whether you were confident, I don't know, or you were not nervous. I guess I would assume you were. It didn't seem like it after 3, 4 words, so I was like, sit back and enjoy the show. He's got it. And he did. And so what we had there was someone who was lacking the self-confidence to pull something like this off, but destroyed it in the face of that adversity, that challenge to just go in there and just fucking boom, drop the elbow on it. I was like so impressed with that. And I told him that exact same thing. And he was like, wow. And I go, no, man, you got it. Whatever you did, if you were doing the old fake it till you make it, it worked. It just worked. In front of all those people, all eyes on you, something you don't do at all. Speak in front of people like that at a moment, at a time when you had to be perfect. No room for any mistakes at all. And on your first time, that's like taking fucking Kyler and saying, Kyler, I want you to quarterback the Lions. And then, you went 10 for 10 right out of the gate. That's what happened. I was so impressed with that. It was incredible. They get married. That's it. They're introduced as the Ziegels. And they walk out. Now it's time to have some fun. People are wandering into the reception area, getting their seats and stuff like that. I didn't yet finish my story about Stevie. Let's go back to Stevie. As the night went on, rumors were going around that she was trying to show people her titties. Now, I have never seen her titties. And I said, wait, what? She actually showed her boobies to the world. And Kyla goes, no, well, she lifted up her shirt, was showing her bra. Crossfaded. I don't know if she remembers this. It started to happen again a little later on in the evening. And I said, all right, I'm out. And I started to see, I think it was a purple bra of some type, perhaps. I said, that's it. I'm leaving. I'm walking away. And they're just laughing their asses off at her. Holy shit, it was fantastic. Stevie says purple. Nope. It was dark in color, though. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe black. Pretty bra. Very, very pretty bra. Don't feel bad. You're like my favorite person on the planet. All right. Sarah says it was so pretty. Sarah took Stevie home at the end of the night. It was spectacular. The speeches were great. We had two, I guess, do you say maidens of honor or maiden of honors? I think you'd say maidens of honor. And then two best men. So 4 speeches. It was absolutely great. Everybody did an amazing job. I had to do my own. It went off without a hitch. Everything went as planned. Poor Justin's mommy. Justin's mom is really that whole family is really, really great. I made it a point to start early on by talking about how thankful I was. This is really the only thing I'll tell you about. How thankful I was. I wish I could say thank you to his face, so I'll say it to him while he's in heaven, to Justin's dad. Justin's dad passed away when Justin was 7, and his sister was, I believe, 10 or 11. She's absolutely beautiful, JC. She just got married in the spring to her husband, Lane, and she's going to have a baby already. They're having a baby. It's fantastic. She was part of the bridal party, and so I made it a point. I was like, I wish I could talk to your dad. Just thank him. I want to thank him for, deciding that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with Kim, Justin's mom. Thankful for that. I'm thankful he had such a terrific taste to do that and figure out who he wanted to get married to. And I want to thank him for his kids, because they're absolutely terrific. Because I then made the point to say, when you're a father and your daughter is dating someone, red flags are concerning. At the end of the day, all we want is someone to be sweet, kind, respectful, and with no red flags. And it was important to point out that Justin, all the boxes are checked. I mean, it is such a relief. He is such a blessing. It's so fantastic to know that he is the one that is taking care of my daughter. I can't express that enough. And so, that brought the fucking house down. Everybody's crying. It was like, all right, I got him on the tears. And now, I think actually I started out with a couple of funny stories before that. And then went, all right, now I'm going to turn on the waterworks. I'm going to let him have it with this. And then I'm going to do a little inspiration. I'm going to talk, before that, I'm going to talk about Jackie and how much of a joy she was to raise and how much I love her. And I appreciate the fact that I actually pointed out, I go, thank God that you have this type of intrinsic quality where you don't like to settle. Because, in her opinion, and I didn't find out about this till after the relationship, there were a lot of red flags with her previous boyfriend. And what's crazy is that I didn't know about the red flags. It was kept away from me, honestly, because Jackie and my wife thought I'd kill him. Okay? And so that was all happening. And then, I've never spoken of this. Once, and I'll just leave it there. Once Jackie finally put her foot down and said, fuck this, and broke up with him, she didn't settle. And thank God. Thank God she didn't settle. Thank God she moved on and turned her attention towards someone else who she thought would take care of her and respect her and not treat her poorly. And lo and behold, she got him. I won the fucking lottery with Justin. I really, really won the lottery with Justin. And so everybody needed to know that. It's funny because all of that kind of goes hand in hand with all of the stories we've had for over a month now about the treatment of women. It kind of all goes hand in hand. All right. Speeches were great. First dance. Awesome. The couple did their first dance. The Ziegels, which Jackie, by the way, she went from Z-E-I in the alphabet to Z-Y-G. My God. First dance. And so then I had to do my first dance. Wait a minute. I have pictures. I just realized I need to share with you some pictures. Now, I don't have photographer pictures, but I have snapshots from people's iPhone that I'll share with you. Okay, give me a second because I've been on a roll on this show today. I've already gone 52 minutes and not one ad. Jesus. And all these people that are still here on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, it's kind of like you're getting a freebie. This is what I'm going to do. If you want to see the pictures that I'm going to share with you of my daughter and me and our first dance and the little video, I have video that I'm going to share with you of us dancing to Butterfly Kisses. Okay? And I have video of my dad dancing. Thank you, Sarah. You have to go right now to Twitch. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. And you can see this with me. Go there, give yourself a little username, follow, or download the Twitch app, Eric Zane Live. When you search for me, you'll find it. Okay? You can do this. So to the audience on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, I say goodbye to you now. And by the way, the audio podcast is available wherever you download shows. And send me an email on the Shoreliner Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Bye-bye.